Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. Before we read Srimad Bhagavatam, let's invoke the blessing of the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhayeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ishvara Parama Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we have been reading from Srimad Bhagavatam and we are at Canto 1, third chapter, and today's verse is number 6. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Vyasadeva ki jai. Saeva प्रथमं देवा कौमारं सर्गम् आश्रितः चचार दुश्चरं ब्रह्मचर्यम् अखण्डितम्. Sa, that, eva, certainly, prathamam, first, devaha, supreme lord, Kumaram, named, the Kumaras, unmarried, Sargam, creation, Ashrita, under, Chachara, perform, Dushcharam, very difficult to do, Brahma, in order of Brahman, Brahmacharyam, under discipline to realize the absolute Brahman, Akhanditam, unbroken. Translation. First of all, in the beginning of creation, there were 4 unmarried sons of Brahma, the Kumaras, who, being situated in a vow of celibacy, underwent severe austerities for realization of the absolute truth. Purport. The creation of material world is effected, maintained, and then again annihilated at certain interval. So there are different names of the creations in terms of particular types of Brahma. The father of living beings in the creation. The Kumaras, as above mentioned, appeared in the Kumara creation of the material world. And to teach us the process of Brahman realization, they underwent a severe type of disciplinary action as bachelors. These Kumaras are empowered incarnations. And before executing the severe types of disciplinary actions, all of them became qualified Brahmanas. This example suggests that one must first acquire the qualification of a Brahman, not simply by birth, but also by quality. And then one can undergo the process of Brahman realization. Next, number 7. Dityam tu bhava yasya rasatala gatam mahim udharishan upadatta yagnesha sokaram vapuhu. Dityam, the second. Tu, but. Bhavya, for the welfare. Asya, of this earth. Rasatala, of the lowest region. Gatam, having gone. Mahim, the earth. Udha Rishan, lifting. Upadatta established. Yajne Shaha, the proprietor or the supreme enjoyer. Sokaram Hogish. Vapuhu, incarnation. Translation: the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices accepted the incarnation of a boar, the second incarnation. And for the welfare of the earth, he lifted the earth from the nether regions of the universe. The indication is that for each and every incarnation of the personality of Godhead, the particular function executed is also mentioned. There cannot be any incarnation without a particular function, and such functions are always extraordinary. They are impossible for any living being to perform. The incarnation of the boar was to take the earth out of Pluto's region of filthy matter. Picking up something from a filthy place is done by a boar, and the all powerful personality of Godhead displayed this wonder to Asuras, who had hidden the earth in such a filthy place. There is nothing impossible for the personality of Godhead. And although he played the part of a boar, by the devotees he is worshipped, staying always in transcendence. Next, number 8. तृतीयं ऋषिसर्गं वै देवर्षित्वम् उपेत्य सः तन्त्रं सत्वतम् अकस्थ नैष्कर्म्यं कर्मं यतः. Tritiyam, the third. Rishi Sargam, the millennium of the rishis. Vai, certainly. Devashitvam, the incarnation of rishis among the demigods. Upetya, having accepted. Sahi, Tantram, exposition of the Vedas. Satvatam, which is especially meant for devotional service. Akasta, collected. Nashkarmyam, non-fruitive. Karmanam, of work. Yataha, from which. Translation: in the millennium of the rishis, the personality of Godhead accepted the third empowered incarnation in the form of Devarshi Narada, who is a great sage among the demigods. He collected expositions of the Vedas which deal with devotional service and which inspire non fruitive action. Purport: the great Rishi Narada, who is an empowered incarnation of the personality of Godhead, propagates devotional service all over the universe. All great devotees of the Lord, all over the universe, and in different planets and species of life, are his disciples. Srila Vyasadeva, the compiler of Srimad Bhagavatam, is also one of his disciples. Narada is the author of Narada Pancharatra, which is the exposition of the Vedas, particularly for the devotional service of the Lord. This Narada Pancharatra trains the karmis, or fruitive workers, to achieve liberation from the bondage of fruitive work. The conditioned souls are mostly attracted by fruitive work because they want to enjoy life by the sweat of their own brows. The whole universe is full of fruitive workers in all species of life. The fruitive works include all kinds of economic development plans. But the law of nature provides that every action has its resultant reaction, and the performer of the work is bound up by such reaction, good or bad. The reaction of good work is comparative material prosperity, whereas the reaction of bad work is comparative material distress. But material conditions, either in so called happiness or in so called distress, are all meant ultimately for distress only. Foolish materialists have no information of how to obtain eternal happiness in the unconditional state. Sri Narada informs these foolish putative workers how to realize the reality of happiness. He gives direction to the diseased man of the world, how one's present engagement can lead one to the path of spiritual emancipation. The physician directs the patient to take treated milk in the form of the curd for his sufferings from indigestion due to his taking another milk preparation. So the cause of the disease and the remedy of the disease may be the same, but it must be treated by an expert physician like Narada. The Bhagavad Gita also gives the same solution of serving the Lord by the fruits of one's labor that will lead one to the path of Nashkarmya or liberation. Next, number 9. तुर्ये धर्म कला सर्गे नार नर नारायणं ऋषिः भूतात्म पश्चिमोपेतम् अकरोत् दुश्चरं तपः. Turye in the fourth of the line. Dharma Kalaha, wife of Dharmraj. Sarge being born. Nar Narayanav, named Nar and Narayan. Rishi sages. Bhutva becoming. Atma Upasama, controlling the senses. Upetam, for the achievement of. Akarot, undertook. Duscharam, very strenuous. Tapaha, penance. Translation. In the fourth incarnation, the Lord became Nar and Narayana, the twin sons of the wife of King Dharma. Thus, he undertook severe and exemplary penances to control the senses. Purport. As King Rishabha advised his son, tapasya or voluntary acceptance of penance for the realization of the transcendence is the only duty of a human being. It was so done by the Lord Himself in an exemplary manner to teach us. The Lord is very kind to the forgetful souls. He therefore comes Himself and leaves behind necessary instructions and also sends His good sons as representatives to call all the conditioned souls back to Godhead. Recently, within the memory of everyone, Lord Chaitanya also appeared for the same purpose, to show special favor of to the fallen souls of this age of iron industry. The incarnation of Narayana is worshipped still at Badari Narayana on the range of the Himalayas. Next, number 10. Pancho ma kapilo nama siddhesha kala viplutam provaccha surya sankyam tattvagrama vinarnayam. Panchama, the fifth one. Kapila, the Kapila. Nama of the name. Siddhesa, the foremost amongst the perfect. Kalaha, time. Viplutam, lost. Pravocha said, Asurya, unto the Brahman named Asuri. Sankyam, metaphysics. Tattvagrama, the sum total of the creative elements. Vinirnayam, exposition. Translation. The fifth incarnation, named Lord Kapila, is the foremost amongst the perfected beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements and metaphysics to Asuri Brahmana, and in course of time, this knowledge had been lost. The sum total of creative elements is 24 in all. Each and every one of them is explicitly explained in the system of Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is generally called metaphysics by the European scholars. The etymological meaning of Sankhya is that which explains very lucidly by the analysis of the material elements. This was done for the first time by Lord Kapila, who is said herein to be the fifth of in the line of incarnations. Next, number 11. Sastam atrer apatyattvam vrita prapto anushuyayah anvikshitam kim alarkaya prahlada dhibhaya ujivan. Sastham, the sixth one, Atrehe of Atri, Apatyatvam, sonship, Vrataha, being prayed for, Praptaha, obtained, Anasuyayaha, by Anasuya, Anvikshikim, on the subject of transcendence, Alarkaya, unto Alarka, Prahlad Adhibheyaha, unto Prahlad and others, Uchivan spoke. Translation. The sixth incarnation of the Purusha was the son of sage Atri. He was born from the womb of Anasuya, who prayed for an incarnation. He spoke on the subject of transcendence to Alarka, Prahlada, and others, Yadu, Hayaya, etc. Purport. The Lord incarnated himself as Dattatreya, the son of Rishi Atri and Anasuya. The history of the birth of Dattatreya as incarnation of the Lord is mentioned in Brahmanda Purana in connection with the story of devoted wife. It is said there that Anasuya, the wife of Rishi Atri, prayed before the Lords Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva as follows: My lords, if you are pleased with me, and if you desire me to ask from you some sort of blessing, then I pray that you combine together to become my son. This was accepted by the lords, and as Dattatreya, the Lord expounded the philosophy of the spirit soul and especially instructed Alarka, Prahlada, Yadu, and Haya, etc. Let's do one more. Number 12. Tata saptama akutayam ruche yagno abhaya yajyataha sa yamadayah suraganaye apat swayam bhuvantaram. Tataha, after that. Saptame, in the seventh on the line. Akutayam, in the womb of Akuti. Ruchehe, by Prajapati Ruchi. Yajnaha, the Lord's incarnation as Yagna. Abhaya Yajyata, advented. Sa, he. Yama Adyaha, with Yama and others. Surganaya, with demigods. Apat, ruled. Swambhuva Antaram, the change of the period of Swambhuva Manu. Translation. The seventh incarnation was Yagna, the son of Prajapati Ruchi, and his wife Akuti. He controlled the period during the change of Swambhuva Manu and was assisted by demigods such as his son Yama. Purport. The administrative post occupied by the demigods for maintaining the regulations of the material world are offered to the highly elevated pious living beings. When there is a scarcity of such pious living beings, the Lord incarnates himself as Brahma, Prajapati, Indra, etc., and takes up the charge. During the period of Sambhuva Manu, the present period is of Vaivasvata Manu, and there was no suitable living being who could occupy the post of Indra. the king of Indraloka, heaven planet. The Lord himself at the time became Indra, assisted by his own sons like Yama and other demigods. Lord Yagna ruled administration of the universal affair. So, in the interest of time, we'll stop here. If anybody has any question, correction, any realization, chastisement, all right. So, if there's no question, stop here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय. Thank you, dear devotees, for listening to me. Please forgive me if I have not recited properly. So we'll stop here and we'll continue chanting. Shrimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.